home for the most local news. News 10 ABC in the morning starts now.
And we begin with some breaking news this morning. I'm News 10 ABC's Mary Wilson. Thanks for being with us. 2 people have been arrested in connection to the quadruple homicide in Troy. We understand that one of them, Justin Mann, has been arraigned on 4 counts of murder in the first degree. That arraignment is going on right now in Troy City Court. We have cameras inside the courtroom as well as News 10 ABC's Lexi Nall. We will take that live picture as soon as it becomes available to us and bring you more on the identities of these 2 people who have been arrested, as well as the charges they are facing. A big morning. We'll bring you much more on that later on in the broadcast. But another big story today is those frigid, cold temperatures outside. Christina Ernie, what can you tell us?
Well, it's going to be just downright frigid for the entire day, and we're already seeing some light snow across the region early on this morning. So when you look outside the door, it's gonna look just like a frosty day. We're only headed up to a high near 17 degrees with mostly cloudy skies all morning and all afternoon long. We'll take a look outside right now to our Stewart Shop Storm Tracker weather cam from Stuyvesant Plaza. And yes, we are seeing pretty snowy conditions. Now, we're only going to see light snow across the region throughout the entire day, dusting to an inch maybe across the region. And we can see that here just to our southwest, that light snow pushing through the region, bringing a lot of clouds as well. For now, a lot of the snow is staying south of the capital region with also some lake effect through the north country. Again, very light throughout the day, but yeah, we're seeing a little bit of white. It's a cold one, 3 degrees outside right now. Our winds around 3 miles an hour, so it's feeling just like that 3 degrees, but as winds pick up throughout the day today and the night, it's going to be feeling much more painful outside. That's why we have this wind chill advisory in effect tonight until Sunday at 6 p.m. Our wind chills range from -15 degrees to -25 outside. So this is grounds for frostbite to kick in under 30 minutes. So if you have any New Year's Eve plans or any plans tonight, you want to try to cover up and stay indoors. I have much more on the cold weather and how long it'll last coming up in my 7-day forecast. Mary?
And more on that arraignment for the quadruple homicide in just a moment here, but some new details. Haunting video showing the inside of the Bronx apartment that caught on fire, the path of destruction after flames raced up those stairs, claiming at least 12 lives, the youngest victim just a year old, in the deadliest fire in New York City in more than a quarter century. The walls blackened by smoke, water still dripping from floors above. Fire officials revealing the deadly blaze ignited in the kitchen of a first-floor unit.
It started from a young boy, 3.5 years old, playing with the burners on the stove.
That boy's mother coming out of the shower to find smoke. Officials say the fire spread so quickly, in part because she left the door open when she fled the apartment with her son and a 2-year-old. Families and neighbors now sharing heartbreaking stories of loss. One man saying his son, who was in the Army, died trying to help his next-door neighbors get out.
When I couldn't find him, then I started, panicking. I know there's something wrong.
26 people were injured in the fire. Officials say 4 are in critical condition. The district attorney's office is calling this an accident and is not investigating. Well, it's tough to save people on a normal day, but when the conditions are like this, frigid, cold, it's a challenge unlike anything else they face. In Slingerland's crews battling back against the flames coming from a home, a 91-year-old man was flown to the Westchester burn unit. His dog died shortly after. And just days ago, another fire in Guilderland. The man who lived there found dead inside. The Albany County Sheriff says when the temperatures get this cold, it's tougher than ever for crews.
People are cold and they're trying everything they can do to stay warm.
He has these safety reminders. Start by making sure space heaters aren't too close to curtains and check that your heat vents are clear. If you use propane to help warm up your home, we have some safety tips for that coming up in our next half hour. Now to a concerning story. A woman fighting off a potential attacker in one local city. Happened in Mechanicville. Police say while the woman was crossing the train tracks behind the Price Chopper, an unknown man tried to grab her. She fought him off before he ran away. There's a description of the suspect on your screen now. A white man, about 5'5", in his 30s, with acne or scarring on his face. Anyone with information is asked to call Mechanicville Police. Their number is there on the screen, or you can find it on our website, news10.com. Continuing coverage on the effort to keep Times Square secure this New Year's Eve, the bitter cold adding yet another layer of concern, not just because of the dangerous temperatures, but also because revelers will be bundled up, raising concerns about what could be hidden under those layers of thick coats. That's why they're adding vapor wake dogs that can sniff out even a trace amount of explosives that could be hidden in coats, an increase in security from above ground, underground, and the air. They will soon shut down all garages within the secure perimeter to ward off potential truck bombs, clearing everyone out before screening each person who comes into Times Square.
From the magnetometers to the explosive detection canine or vapor wake dogs to the explosive trace machines that we will, similar to the airports, where we can swab the handles of a bag and put it through a machine in a few seconds.
Remember, umbrellas and bags are banned from this year's celebration. Authorities emphasizing there's no credible threat, but they are not taking any chances. When it comes to ringing in 2018 here in the capital region, many counties allow small ground-based fireworks to celebrate the New Year and the 4th of July. Just a reminder, these fireworks do not shoot into the air. Those ones are still illegal, but you may notice a few fireworks stands popping up in a parking lot near you. Happening today, the eastbound tunnel under the Empire State Plaza closed this morning at 7 a.m. so crews can repair a water main. Anyone traveling west on 787 will have to get off at South Swan Street and will not be able to loop around. The roadway will be opened once the repairs are done. Ring in the new year with some luck. Imagine starting off 2018 a multi-millionaire. Could be possible for one extremely lucky person. There was no winner in last night's Mega Millions drawing. That means it's now worth $343 million. The Powerball jackpot is now at $384 million. The odds of winning both are beyond astronomical. Listen to this. The chances, 1 in 88 quadrillion. That's 15 decimals. You're more likely to get struck by lightning. The Powerball drawing is tonight. The Mega Millions is on Tuesday night. Good luck. So maybe you can't start off your year with millions of dollars, but how's a free coffee sound? If you are traveling, the State Thruway Authority is continuing a 47-year tradition, offering hot drinks at travel plazas starting at 11 p.m. New Year's Eve. Stewart's Shops have free coffee deals from 6 p.m. until close on New Year's Day. And Cumberland Farms also offering a free cup of joe from 5 p.m. New Year's Eve until 5 a.m. New Year's Day. You can find more New Year freebies on our News 10 ABC app. If you don't have it, it's free. You can get it on Google Play or the App Store. Coming up, ways to help you keep your New Year's resolution, plus an accident caught on camera. A disabled woman tumbles down an escalator, why her family says the airport is responsible for the fatal fall. And later, New Year's Eve, partiers will be faced with frigid weather, but the area's largest celebration will go on. Ways to stay warm at First Night Saratoga, plus an update from the arraignment of 2 individuals arrested on charges concerning that quadruple homicide in Troy. A look outside now, I-90 and I-787. Very cold morning, sitting at 3 degrees.
You're watching News 10 ABC. Dedicated, determined, dependable. You're watching News 10 ABC in the morning.
Some breaking news now. We now know the names of the 2 people arraigned and charged in that gruesome quadruple murder in Troy. This is Justin Mann here arraigned, and there's also James White, both of them charged with 4 counts of second-degree murder. We know the bodies of those 4 individuals, 2 women, 2 children, were discovered the day after Christmas, a gruesome crime, and the community has been waiting here for answers in this case, and finally they're getting some. 2 arrests made right here. You see walking in. That is James White. He too has been charged with 4 counts of second-degree murder. No bail for either of these men. We will wait to learn more about the charges. Our News 10 ABC's Lexi Nall is live inside the courtroom, and we have cameras in the courtroom. We'll bring that all to you in just a moment. Shocking accident caught on video. Bernice Kokona was supposed to take a flight home, but instead she takes a fall down this escalator at an airport, tumbling down 21 steps at the Portland airport. Her heavy wheelchair then landing on top of her as others scrambled to try and help her. ABC's Clayton Sandell explains why her family is now suing the airline.
It could be somebody else's grandma, mom, sister that this could happen to.
Kekona was connecting in Portland last June on her way from Maui home to Spokane. Her family says they arranged with Alaska Airlines for an escort between gates, but they claim Alaska's gate-to-gate service contractor, Huntley USA, abandoned her.
They walked away and Bernice became confused, and she pulls up to the escalator thinking that she's getting on the elevator at that point.
Alaska says we're heartbroken by this tragic and disturbing incident, but says it appears that Ms. Kekona declined ongoing assistance in the terminal and decided to proceed on her own to her connecting flight. Kekona's family says the fall left her bedridden, in constant pain for the next 3 months. She died in September. They are now suing Huntley USA and Alaska Airlines.
It's not going to bring her back, obviously, but someone needs to own up. Someone needs to take responsibility.
As for the contractor, Huntley USA, they haven't said too much, but the CEO told ABC News they are reviewing the facts of the case. So hard to watch that fall there, and they're trying to spring into action to save her. All right, we are looking at some more very cold weather today. Are they skiing in this?
Yeah, this is a shot here. I'll load it up here, our Wyndham Mountain webcam. Looking just downright frigid to hit those slopes. A lot of brave souls, of course, you can see out there already giving it a shot. And some light snow coming down across the region as well. So certainly a bit of a snowy and wintry look outside on some of our mountains. But if you are headed out there today, be sure to bundle up. Temperatures will barely be getting out of the teens. You add in a little bit of a wind chill and it will feel well below zero. So looking at our frigid forecast the next few days, dangerously cold not only today, but as those winds pick up tomorrow. So headed towards our New Year's Eve, that wind chill factor is going to be quite the issue. We could make it, those winds will make it feel much more like -15 to -25 outside. Below average temperatures also stick with us as we head into next week and really the foreseeable future here. Looking at those wind chills outside right now, it feels like -1 in Saratoga, -5 degrees in Glens Falls, -5 as well there in Lake Pleasant, and -10 in Johnstown. So these are the temperatures you should be dressing for as you wake up this morning. That light snow also coming down across the region. Right now, the heaviest of the stuff is staying south of the capital region. We can see most of that is picking up through Hudson, through Hunter Mountain. Bern, just seeing a little burst of that light snow right now. The capital region, the immediate capital region, seeing a little bit of that now. We'll only be seeing really a dusting across the region. And to the north, pretty much the same, a dusting to an inch in those higher elevations as some lake effect kicks up later as well. So looking at the big picture here, just a little bit of snow to get through. And as you can see, two clipper systems squeezing together, producing a little bit of moisture, but again, staying south of the capital region. So once we clear out of that, we'll be seeing mostly clear skies overnight tonight, and that's what's going to contribute to dropping those temperatures so significantly overnight. So looking through our futurecast this afternoon, light snow showers across the region, and those flurries will be wrapping up around the time that the sun goes down. So by later this evening, we'll be mainly clear, and the same goes for Sunday morning. Just frigid with temperatures sub-zero all morning and for most of the day as well, with strong winds up to 30 miles an hour for our last day of 2017. So for the day today, bundle up, 17 degrees, mostly cloudy with those light snow showers that we're already seeing out there. And those winds pick up a little bit later tonight, so that's why we have that wind chill advisory starting this evening through Sunday. Winds starting at 12 miles an hour tonight with a low near 3, so it will be feeling like those sub-zeros all night long. Looking at that 7-day forecast, 10 degrees on Sunday, 9 on our New Year's Day, and all week we're staying very cold. Download our News 10 Storm Tracker weather app on Google Play or the App Store. You're going to want to have that coming up. Mary?
Thank you, Christina. Breaking news, 2 men arrested and charged in the quadruple homicide in Troy. Let's get right after News 10 ABC's Lexi Nall. Lexi, who are these men, and tell us about their alleged involvement in this case?
Yeah, Mary, I stepped out of this arraignment just moments ago, and we now know the names of the two men who are facing charges in connection with this quadruple homicide. Those men are James White and Justin Mann. Just moments ago, they were ushered right out of city court. They are being remanded to Rensselaer County Jail with no bail because they are both facing 4 counts of murder in the second degree. Their hearing is set for January 4th. You can depend on News 10. We will be there at that hearing. Depend on us for all of your updates as they do become available. For now, reporting live in Troy, I'm Lexi Knoll, News 10, ABC.
All right. Thank you so much, Lexi. All right. And we will be right back after this.
You're watching News 10 ABC in the morning.
Welcome back, everyone. In your local limelight this morning is Shari Quinn, who is here to try to help us kick off our 2018 on the right foot. And this involves something called vision boards. Cool. Tell us about these.
Well, it's that time of year where we are all getting ready to start our resolution list, and generally they're all the same, where we want to lose a few pounds, get healthy, read more books, save money. And so with that same concept in mind, a little bit different from the resolution list, we usually kind of deter from them. We end up not following through. They only last a few short days. Then we end up being discouraged. So a little bit different than writing those list of goals. It's doing a little bit something different to visualize them more and put a plan in place. And so the idea of vision boarding has become a very popular concept. And so now I've been hosting vision board parties.
Yes, if we can pop up the graphic, because there's an event coming up that we want to let you know about, where you can learn about vision boarding.
Yeah, so
when is that going to be?
The event is Saturday, January 13th at the Renaissance Hotel in downtown Albany. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It is sold out with 70 prepaid participants. Wow. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. It will be a great time with wonderful speakers to just really help motivate and encourage people to write their goals, create their vision boards, and attain their dreams.
And when you're putting together these vision boards, what's the most important things that you should be putting down? Is it tangible things that you want? Is it more abstract things in your life? What are you shooting
It's
for?
a combination. It's really the things that you want to manifest in your life. It doesn't have to be tangible items. It could be gestures or phrases, positive statements, things that you want to see that will help you stay positive, stay encouraged, and stay motivated throughout the year and the years to come.
And the psychology here is you're seeing this every day.
Yes.
And so you're seeing it every day, and so hopefully it will help you really achieve those dreams.
Absolutely. You know, our mind responds to visual stimulations and visual images. So you put this somewhere that you can see every morning to be that daily affirmation for you and just help you stay encouraged. You know, the vision board is not a magic wand, so they're not going to magically appear. So these are things that you need to work for and achieve and work hard towards every day to reach that goal.
Talk about a few things on here that help you stay positive.
Well, Ellen is on my vision board because she is super happy. And she's always dancing and keeping you in a good mood, so I want to have that positive energy. I have balance on there because I have so much going on in my life, and so this year I really want to be able to have that focus and balance and not be overwhelmed. So
this is where you find your material, right?
Yeah.
Go through and see what speaks to you.
Find some old magazines. They could be outdated from years ago and just pick them out and you know, kind of write your goals down first and then, you know, paste them on the board as you see fit.
And where do you hang something like this?
You know what? You can hang this in I have it in my home office, which is just off my bedroom where I can see it every morning. You could put it in your work office, in your living room, wherever is motivating for you, but you want to hang it somewhere that you will see it every day. It's a daily affirmation.
Give yourself a little pep talk once you see it.
That's right. Keep you encouraged and keep you motivated.
Where can people go if they want to learn more about you, more about the inspirational work you do?
Well, thank you. You can go to my Facebook page, Shari Quinn, author Shari Quinn. You can find me there on Instagram, author Shari Quinn as well, and you'll get all the information about it.
What do you find that most people who have really great, great at setting goals, are successful, what do they have in common?
What I found found that they have in common is just the motivation and the encouragement to reach that. They have the determination, the willpower, and they just want to see something more and better in their life. So that's the commonality. But what's also important is accountability. That's the largest piece, and what I try to have people leave with are also accountability partners, someone who can keep us accountable and help us and encourage us throughout the year.
And as we ring in 2018, some great advice. Thank you so much, Shari, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And still ahead this morning, a new health alert. Why doctors say it's important to get the flu shot now rather than later. First, a quick check of the roads this morning. Bitterly cold out here. I-87 north of the Twin Bridges. Full check of your weather is coming up.
You're watching News 10 ABC. Dedicated, determined, dependable. Your home for the most local news. News 10 ABC in the morning starts now.
Breaking news, we now know the names of the two people arraigned on the gruesome quadruple murder in Troy. Justin Mann and James White, both of them charged with 4 counts of second-degree murder, and both of them, no bail. That's for the deaths of a mother, her 2 children, and her partner. All 4 were found dead in the basement apartment the day after Christmas on 2nd Avenue in Troy. Several sources with intimate knowledge of the investigation described to News 10 how they were killed. We've decided only to say these were horrific murders. The scene so gruesome, even first responders were deeply impacted.
With children involved, all the resilience that we build through our training right from day one in the academy goes right out the window.
You'd have to be somewhat of a savage to commit this kind of a crime.
You can depend on News 10 ABC to bring you updates throughout the morning as we learn more about these 2 individuals now facing charges. And now we're getting to your forecast first this morning here with Christina Ernie. Oh, it just continues, these really cold temperatures.
And really not going to leave us anytime soon either. Next week, the cold sticks with us. But for this weekend, a lot of people trying to get out, some still on vacation. We have our New Year's Eve, and it's just going to be dangerously cold to be outside late at night.
Absolutely.
So we'll take a look at our forecast now for the next few days. 17 degrees for our high temperature today with some light snow across the region we're already seeing. We dipped down to only 3 degrees overnight, but you add in some winds and it will be feeling much colder than that. Just 10 degrees for our high temperature on our last day of 2017. So looking at those current temperatures right now, some of us are rising into those single digits, many of those still stuck below 0. A lot of those below 0 temperatures up north. We're just at 4 in Albany, 0 in Bennington, Vermont, and further south we're just in those single digits. But snow is also moving in as we head through the morning hours. We can see those light snow showers mainly south of the capital region and west as well through the Catskills. Albany seeing a light dusting right now as well. With it, we're seeing a lot of cloud cover and also a little bit of lake effect picking up as well. So the North Country also will be seeing a dusting to an inch. So a little bit more snow to get through for the rest of the afternoon, but again, very light snow showers headed through the day, so no major issues. The biggest issue, of course, those temperatures. We do have a wind chill advisory posted for tonight into tomorrow. Dangerously cold as we head into our New Year's Eve. I'll have more on our New Year's Eve forecast coming up. Mary?
All right, speaking of that, the Arctic blast affecting millions of Americans. Winter weather alerts in more than a dozen states, from right here in New York to Washington State. In Michigan, low visibility blamed for this 40-car pileup on US 31 near Muskegon. Tow trucks pulling cars off the median, closing down that highway. In Chicago, police crews using torches to de-ice manhole covers. The sub-zero temperatures claiming at least 2 lives from hypothermia. For millions, it will be the coldest New Year's Eve in decades. Feeling like 8 below 0 in Boston and negative 25-degree wind chill in Minneapolis. You can get frostbite in that weather in just 30 minutes. And in hard-hit Erie, Pennsylvania, lake effect snow falling again overnight. With frigid temperatures chilling the region, people who use propane need to take a few extra steps to stay safe and warm. Look for snow and ice damage around tanks, chimneys, and vents. Experts also say to make sure you keep a path clear to access your propane tank and also clear snow and ice from around the propane tanks. And when using a portable generator, never use it indoors, as that can cause carbon monoxide poisoning. New this morning, a concerning medical alert. The flu now spiking across the country. Listen to this. Just here in New York State, cases increased by 96% over the last week. There were just under 2,000 cases confirmed just this week. Influenza A seems to be the prominent strain so far this year. Almost every county in our area has a large number of cases. On a national scale, the number of states sickened with high flu levels more than doubled in the last week, now at 21. This season's vaccine just isn't cutting it, reportedly only 10% effective against this year's dominant strain of the flu. Yet doctors still recommend getting a flu shot.
Everybody who I've seen who've had flu, most of them have not had the flu shot. And the people who've had flu shot, their symptoms are much less.
Experts say since not everyone who has the flu goes to the doctor, the numbers are likely higher than reported. The CDC expects the flu will likely peak between now and the end of January. So this is a critical time to be vigilant about hand washing, and you do still have time to get that flu shot. If you're planning to travel to celebrate the new year, you are not alone. In fact, more people will be hitting the road than last year. According to TripAdvisor, 21% of Americans said they'd be traveling to celebrate the holiday. Only a few of them will be coming back on the first day of 2018. The survey found that more than half of travelers will extend their trip until the 2nd or even past that. And just in time, all road work and construction projects will be temporarily suspended. It's all in an attempt to ease holiday traffic. Governor Cuomo announcing all projects will be put on hold until 6 a.m. January 2nd. If things get out of hand on New Year's Eve, authorities want to remind you that it's never safe to drink and drive. About a dozen DWI arrests are made on New Year's Eve in Albany County year after year, and alcohol fatalities double or triple on the holidays.
There's absolutely no reason out there whatsoever that anybody has to get in a car after consuming alcohol.
Albany County continuing the Safe Ride Stop DWI program, offering discounted ride-sharing options, free cab rides, and free CDTA bus rides to keep those drunk drivers off the road. Since the program started 33 years ago, the county hasn't had a single death related to drunk driving on New Year's Eve. Okay, so does your husband stress you out more than your kids do? New study suggests that may be the case in many households. A survey found 46% of women say their husbands are causing them more stress than their kids are. Doing most of the household and parenting duties and not having enough time to are some contributing factors. Sound familiar to you? Let's head to Facebook and find out what you're saying about this. First comment here from Dana, who says, there's no such thing as stress. It's how you react to every situation that either causes drama or rolls off your back. Your response to situations is ultimately a choice, whether it's conscious or not. Very wise. Marie says, this doesn't surprise me at all. A lot of patriarchal men out there who still want the final word, the house clean, shopping done, and meals cooked. Retirement amplifies everything. Interesting. And Julie says, my husband is not waking me every 2 hours for feeding and a diaper change, so I would have to say a husband is less stressed than a baby. Good point. And Michelle says, definitely not mine, 27 years and still strong, if not stronger. Good for her. Hey, what's more, researchers from the University of Padova found when husbands lose their wives, their health deteriorates, but when women lose their husbands, they actually become healthier and are better at coping with stress. Still ahead, a surprising finding. A trip to the salon may leave you with more than just a new set of nails. The sicknesses you could be picking up from those pampering sessions. Plus, the bitter cold won't stop New Year's Eve festivities in Saratoga. How organizers say first night crowds will have ways to warm up.
Out here on our weather deck, maybe you can tell snow's coming down here in Albany very lightly, but we do have much more on the way in our Stewart Shop Storm Tracker weather cam from Stuyvesant Plaza, showing us that light snow across the capital region. Stick with us after the break. I'll have more details on the cold weather we'll see this weekend.
Welcome back, everyone. Almost ready to ring in 2018.
Can you believe it?
I can't. And those who will be doing so outside, maybe they might regret it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are reconsidering their plans and opting for a warmer spot to watch the ball drop, because it's going to be -2 degrees for Saratoga's first night, and wind chills are going to make it feel a lot colder than that. So a little concerning if you're spending any time outside. Absolutely. But of course, be sure to bundle up, and not only is tomorrow night going to be tough, but so is tonight. So we have a lot of issues in terms of those wind chills and cold temps sticking around. We'll get right out to that New Year's Eve forecast now. Wind chills for first night Saratoga will be negative 15 to negative 30 degrees. So if you are headed out, just be aware of this type of cold. As for right now, the Cohoes Falls looking pretty frozen solid this morning. Some light snow coming down across the region and just a frigid day on tap. Starting with these wind chills, it feels much more like 0 degrees in Saratoga, the same there in Bennington. 4 degrees in Albany, feels like -2 in Lake Pleasant. So if you're headed out the door this morning, be sure to be dressing for those temperatures just in those single digits. The cold weather does stick with us for quite a while, at least through our extended 7-day forecast. A deep trough of cold air actually taking over most of the lower 48. As for right now, those light snow showers are picking up across the region. We're seeing that right in the greater capital area, south and west. That's the best chance of seeing a few flakes. I was just outside, a light dusting on the roadways there. And overall throughout the day, we'll only be seeing about a dusting to an inch across the region in the higher terrain as well, closer to that inch mark. As for now, though, we're seeing a clipper system push its way through the area. That's what's giving us this little burst of moisture in the form of snow, sneaking by us to the south, though, and working its way off the coast. So just the afternoon, we'll be seeing these flurries, everything getting out of the way by this evening. No major issues again with these snow showers. Just light as we head through the afternoon, wrapping up right around the time that the sun goes down into the early evening. So we'll clear out by this evening. Mainly clear skies too as we head overnight tonight, and that's what's really going to take our temperatures down. So waking up tomorrow morning, it's just going to be downright frigid, feeling well below 0 in most spots. And winds pick up throughout the day Sunday as well, making that first forecast for New Year's Eve a downright cold one. For the day today, 17 degrees for our high temperature with mostly cloudy skies and those light snow showers. Those will wrap up by tonight. So low of 3 degrees overnight tonight, but remember those winds picking up. So around 12 miles an hour will make temperatures feel much more like sub-0 outside. Pretty dangerous, and be sure to check on your neighbors and your pets all week long with these difficult temperatures. By Monday, the first day of 2018, only 9 degrees for our high temperature. Only light snow shower chances through Thursday and Friday of next week. Really cold all week.
But nothing to worry about in terms of heavy snowfall or anything like that.
Not that we're seeing so far. Nothing really in our 7-day, the first week of 2018, looking pretty clear.
Just very cold.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, some new details now. That dangerous cold prompting environmental officials to cancel its annual first day hike in the Adirondacks. They're usually scheduled across the state to celebrate the new year, but officials say temperatures will just be too low to safely hold the events. The hike to the summit of Stillwater Mountain is now rescheduled for Monday, January 15th. And the show will go on in Saratoga Springs. Despite the cold, organizers are preparing for the city's huge New Year's Eve bash, saying it will continue. News 10 ABC's Rachel Young-Kunis has the story.
One of the stages is here at the Saratoga Arts Center. All of this excitement happening indoors. Fortunately, this button is your golden ticket inside to the warm venues if you want to catch the live acts from music and comedy to magic. A little cold never bothered Alex Jones, who starts planning First Night Saratoga in March, coordinating 9 vendors and more than 70 performances.
Some groups like the Saratoga Youth Symphony have 40 kids in them. Other groups, it's just a solo performer. Comedy Works has 3 different comedians.
At the city center, their stages are set.
Really, it's emblematic of the town of Saratoga Springs, how the arts community and the business community can come together to put on an event like no other city in the state can do.
Though most of the excitement happening indoors, organizers are prepared for the extreme cold. Expect heaters along Broadway, but the jury is still out on whether it will be too cold for some.
At this point, we're undecided. If it's this cold, I don't think so.
That's all right. It's winter, you know. What do you expect?
And we figure it'll be a little better to be able to go into all the little places that we've been wanting to, but may not necessarily go to if it's warm out.
Sometimes the cold is just enough to draw people out of their homes and cozy up with friends and family as the clock strikes 12. Now, there is still time to buy a button for First Night Saratoga. They are selling them throughout New Year's Eve day. There is a list of road closures. Just go to our website, news10.com, for that information. Reporting in Saratoga Springs, I'm Rachel Young-Kunis for News 10 ABC.
And when it comes to your pets, well, they already have a fur coat, but when temperatures drop below zero, they can have a lot of trouble keeping warm. Experts say even just a couple minutes outside in the extreme cold can be bad for your pooches. Consider buying your dog a winter coat and don't keep them outside for longer than you have to.
It's the same dangers that it poses to humans. You know, it's the same thing. If it's too cold for a person to be out there, it's too cold for them.
Most importantly, never leave your dogs or cats outside overnight. Not providing adequate shelter is considered animal cruelty. So if you see a pet left out in the cold, authorities say you should call the SPCA. Holiday parties and New Year's gatherings means more trip to the nail and hair salons for some, but if you're not careful, you might end up picking up more than you bargained for. In a recent survey of nail and hair salon clients, more than 2/3 said they'd had health issues after visiting a salon. These include skin problems, fungal infections, and respiratory symptoms. Tools that aren't properly sterilized can pass fungi and bacteria from client to client, and some services involve exposure to potentially hazardous chemicals. The survey shows reported problems were more common at nail salons than they were at hair salons. Something that's been more nauseating for New York football fans, the Giants season. But now the team has the man they think will be able to save them from another atrocious season next year. They introduced their new general manager, Dave Gettleman. The message he sent was that he'll work relentlessly to rebuild a roster into a championship caliber team, stressing that defense wins championships. But listen to his take on Eli Manning.
He and I are going to talk, and if what I saw in Philadelphia was not a mirage, and I don't believe it was, then we'll just keep moving.
Gettleman also hinted at keeping Odell Beckham Jr. on the team. So what does the new GM mean for the team? Our analysts will discuss that on the New York Blitz Sunday morning at 10:30 over on Fox 23, right after New England Nation. We have a final look at that very, very cold forecast coming up next.
Good morning, everybody. Time for our forecast. First, let's take a look at some of our past New Year's Eve trends. Now, it's going to be a cold one this year, but compared to past years, it's actually a lot colder than what we're expecting. So, record low, first off, we typically see around 16 degrees on our New Year's Eve. Our record low, though, at -18. And while we will not be rivaling that -18 degrees, you add in that wind chill factor, and it will be feeling much closer to this temperature. But compared to years past where temperatures were close to the 20s and the low 30s, it's going to be a shock to a lot of people how cold it is going to be. And we start that tonight as well. Wind chill advisory in effect tonight through Sunday. So be aware if you're spending any amount of time outside, our wind chills could be as low as -15 degrees to -30. A cold one throughout the day today. Light snow across the region right now will taper off in the early to late evening hours, around the time that the sun goes down and the few hours following it. Clear skies to follow, and through the day Sunday, that's why temperatures will be so cold. Very clear skies, and as we even head into Monday, the same goes, but temperatures just barely getting out of those teens and single digits for high temperatures into early next week. So for now, for today, a high of 17 degrees with those light snow showers, just a dusting up to an inch in spots, and those winds will be picking up later tonight, so up to 12-mile-an-hour winds by later on. So 3 degrees overnight tonight. Will actually be feeling well sub-zero by later on, and waking up for our last day of 2017. 10 degrees on Sunday, 9 for our forecast high on the first day of 2018. Mary?
Thanks so much, Christina. And we want to get back out to our breaking news this morning. 2 men charged with murder for the horrific deaths in Troy, that quadruple homicide. Let's go back to News 10 ABC's Lexi Nall live in Troy this morning. Hi, Lexi.
Hi, Mary. That's right. We now know the names of the 2 men who are being charged in connection with that quadruple homicide in Troy. Those men are Justin Mann and James White. Just about an hour ago, they were arraigned right here behind me in Troy City Court. They are both now facing 4 counts of murder in the 2nd degree and are remanded to Rensselaer County Jail without bail. Judge Meyer was presiding today, and Rensselaer County District Attorney Joel Abelov was also in the courtroom with those co-defendants today. The courtroom was absolutely packed. I mean, standing room only. We are told that there is a press conference today at 11 a.m. at the Troy Police Department. News 10 will attend. The hearing is now set for January 4th. Again, these two men are facing charges in connection with all 4 murders. Depend on News 10 for all the updates as they do become available. For now, I'm live in Troy. Lexi Nall, News 10, ABC.
Thank you, Lexi. You can depend on News 10 ABC to keep you updated. Stick with us on air and online for the latest as more information comes along, including that 11 a.m. press conference. We'll be sure to bring you the details on that. All right, Christina, the cold weather continues.
It does continue. Today is going to be a dangerous one, as is Sunday. The cold sticks around today with some light snow showers to dusting to an inch in spots, mostly cloudy. By Sunday, we clear up a little bit, but only a high around 10 degrees. Wind chill advisories in place overnight tonight into Sunday, likely into our New Year's Eve as well. So if you have any outdoors New Year's Eve plans, you may want to consider either relocating or just limiting your time outside and being sure to bundle up. A cold week ahead as well, with temperatures barely getting out of the mid-20s. The good news, though, no major snow showers or storms on the horizon for the first week of 2018, just well below average for this time of the year. So I guess the main takeaways as well for this weekend is check on your neighbors. It's dangerously cold, same with pets, and just make sure that you're keeping yourself warm and safe.
Yeah, be safe. If you do go to Saratoga first night, jump in and out of the buildings and make sure you stay warm.
Hot cocoa.
Yes. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.